So let's start. Maybe there are some more people coming. So let me present Balázs Balazsin. He is a translator specialist at Graphisoft, and he will be talking about automated workflows via customer portal. So, Balázs, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. First, let me thank you for joining my presentation. And I know there's a lot of good presentations today and a lot of fun things to do in Budapest, and yet somehow you still chose to be with me today. Thank you so much for that. So, as Anna said, my name is Balázs, and I work at Graphisoft. I joined the company almost 2 years ago as a trainee, and now here I am talking to you about how we utilize memoQ's customer portal for automated or semi-automated translation processes. At Graphisoft, we use memoQ's customer portal to satisfy most of the translation needs of our company, which is my task. Okay, but what's Graphisoft anyway? Well, before we dive into that, let me tell you a little bit about the company. So Graphisoft is a company that designs software for architects with over 800 employees. And the translation office takes up 5 of this number, and I am obviously a part of the translation office. And this translation office was set up for delivering high-quality translations for the company, so it is only for our in-house purposes. For example, we deal with documentation-related translations, etc. Our main product is ArchiCAD that you might be familiar with, and it empowers architects since the very beginning of the development of the software. And what you can see on the picture is unfortunately not the Graphisoft HQ in Budapest, but a building that was entirely designed in ArchiCAD, and it is located somewhere in France. So as I've said, our main product is ArchiCAD, as I've said, and our products are being sold in over 80 markets in about 20 languages, so localization and translation is important for us. And over the course of about 3 years of being memoQ users, we have acquired more than 190 of our own memoQ users, and about 30 of which are only customer portal users, which I will talk about soon. So at Graphisoft, customer portal is used for in-house translation purposes only, excluding some software documentation related translations and some other special file formats that need more attention. Our customers are basically our colleagues, and they have used customer portal for ordering a wide range of materials. As you can see, I've listed a few, and you can see in brackets the most common file formats. For example, video subtitles are mostly SRTs. And I have to highlight that for these kind of translation requests that come through customer portal, we offer 2 kinds of services. One is a fully automated machine-only translation, and the other one is a human translation. I will talk about the latter one today, but the MT-only translation is kind of similar, but only obviously with some modifications. And one of the perks of the machine-only translation is it gets ready within a few minutes or even a few seconds after it gets ordered through customer portal. But as I've said, I will be talking about the human translation when a human is involved in the process. And in the focus of today's presentation will be marketing assets. So before we dive deeper into how we use customer portal, let me tell you a little bit about the workflow of how these marketing materials were localized, were translated before using memoQ. It wasn't that easy, if I may say, because marketing materials are created in English by our specialists, then it would be converted into a plain format, then sent out to translation, and after the translators were done with this work, our specialists, native of a given language, would go through all of these materials, review the translation, and adjust if necessary. So once the review was done, it would be converted back into the original format and then ready for publishing. But with memoQ and customer portal, we've established a more simple workflow by introducing our in-house translation teams at our subsidiaries. That is for Hungarian, French, Italian, German, Spanish, Japanese, and Chinese languages, and these in-house translator groups only include native speakers of a given language, obviously. So marketing materials are still being created in English, and then a material that is needed for a specific subsidiary gets ordered through customer portal. A memoQ then creates the project automatically and distributes the files automatically to the translation teams. And once the translation is ready, memoQ delivers the translated files back to customer portal, and they can download it, and it is ready for publishing. You can see a little Teams icon. That is because we have channeled all of memoQ's notifications or email notifications into a single Teams channel for each subsidiary and in-house language specialist team, if I may say. And I think this is a time and cost-effective way of translating, because with this method, everyone is able to so everyone can access both the translatable and the translated materials as well, and they can communicate between each other who will translate what. And I have to say that we have also introduced this method to any of our reseller partners. So we provide the infrastructure of memoQ to them, and then they can translate any marketing asset that is suitable for their communications, obviously without the Teams channel, because our Teams is set to have, it can have only internal colleagues. So I think you agree that this sounds good in theory, so let's see how it looks in practice. I have recorded some screen recordings, and I will narrate that. So first, I will log into customer portal with the email address that was generated by Microsoft Teams. And once I log in, I will see the user interface. This is what our colleagues see. And you can track the status of your translations. As you can see, I have no translation in progress, but I have 3 completed ones. And to order a new translation, I have to click Request Quoted Translation in the upper right corner. Here, you can set everything that is needed for memoQ to create a project. Let's start with the source language. There's English in our case, and you can set target language or languages. For the sake of this demo, I will just select Hungarian, so it's easier, but you can have multiple languages as well. As a type of service, I will select memoQweb demo, and I have to highlight that all of these types of services are based on memoQ templates. So before you have a service, make sure that you have a template ready to use. But don't worry, I will show you the focal points that I think, or our team thinks it's important to set for an automatic process. And as I've said, we have usually 2 kinds of services. Customer portal translation is human translation, and the only deeper automatic translation is the machine-only translation. But for the sake of this demo, I created this new service so it doesn't mess up with our TMs. So I will select memoQweb demo and then select a file to translate. It will be a plain Word document, nothing too fancy. You can leave messages to project managers so that you can add anything that might be important to the project managers, and you can add a note to yourself. This is something that will help you identify what your project is about. There's only 2 things left. One is requesting a deadline. Well, our colleagues do not really use this request deadline button, I would say, because memoQ automatically calculates the deadline based on the volume of the translation. And once I will select 3 working days, because I have to select something, I will click the start button, and it will automatically create the quote and the memoQ project as well. As you can see, I have received 2 notifications to my Teams, but first let's see the dashboard. So you can see I have 1 translation in progress, and now let's check what I received in Teams. So as you can see, I have received 1 email that my translation has been prepared, so it's in progress, and another one that this user has a document assigned. Now let's open this in memoQweb. This is something that you might be already familiar with. So this is what translators can see. it's in Hungarian, pre-translated, everything is fine, but I will not translate anything right now. It would be boring for you, so I will just confirm every segment because our automation is triggered when every segment is confirmed. Yes, and I will deliver the file, and once I deliver and the segments are completed, memoQ will deliver the files to customer portal, and I will be able to download it from there. As you can see, I've received an email notification. Let's open it. As you can see, my project W4P is finished. I can download this. It will download in a zip file. I'm not opening it right now because it's in Hungarian, but trust me, it is translated and it is in Hungarian. So this is what our customers see, and I think it's nice to see what happens behind the scenes. So I've already opened memoQ, and now let's open the resource console where I can select the memoQ template that I will be showcasing right now. So I will select the template that I have created. When I click edit, you can set up a template as you would do, but right now I won't go through every possible setting, but I will show you the 3 important ones that I think that is important when setting up an automatic project like that. You can obviously set your translation memories as you would do. I'm just hovering the mouse here for some reason. And you can set turn bases as well. Yeah, and the first important point is in the people's pane. As you can see, I have one user selected. It's a Hungarian translator user. So for each language pair, you need to set a user in your template. Mine is an English-Hungarian only template, so there's only one user. And since there's no review round, so there's only translation involved in this template, there's only one user that will be set right now. And this will be the user that memoQ will automatically assign documents to once I will cover that in automated actions. So now let's move on to automated actions. Here you can set trigger points that will automate your process. And to automate the process, you need two important steps. One is memoQ should assign documents to users, and the other one is memoQ should deliver back the files to customer portal, so your customer would be able to download it, or the files. Yeah, so we chose when project is launched as a trigger point to assign documents to users. As you can see, it's selected, and here, when I click the little gear icon, or it's something like a gear, you can set how memoQ should distribute the file based on word count or how it should calculate the deadline. Mine is selected for word count. I have 500 words set per day, so it's not a hurry for our colleagues to do the translations. And the other one, other trigger point that we have set is when all documents complete workflow. Here you need an action deliver to customer portal. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not available at this trigger point. So when all documents complete workflow, there is no, you cannot add this action deliver to customer portal to this trigger points. As I will show, the gear icon is not available, and when I click the plus icon, it's also not there either. But for this, you need to add this trigger point where it's available. For example, when project is launched, you need to export this template file, edit it, and put this the code to the part where you need it to be, and then import it back to memoQ, and it will work perfectly, and just like mine will work, or mine have worked, as I showed you before. Unfortunately, memoQ cannot deliver file by file, so only when everything is, if you have multiple files in a project, only when everything is translated or the workflow is complete, it can deliver back the files. So basically, that's it, what happens what you have to set in a template. So just to recap, you need to have people set. Yeah, I'm too slow actually. So you need to have people set or user set at the people's pane, and you need to have two automated actions. One is assigning documents to users, and the other one is delivering the files back to customer portal, so your customers would be able to download it from them. So basically, that's it. What I wanted to show you in what to do with a template. But to add a new service, you can do it on the web interface at the administration pane under customer portal services. Make sure that you select the template that you have configured for this workflow and also give it a name that will appear on customer portal. And if you want memoQ to automatically create the quote and the project, make sure that your workflow type is selected as automatic project. And also one more important step is on the desktop application. You need to set your source and target languages, what you offer for your customers, and also don't forget to set your language pairs as well. So basically that's it, and you now know what happens both in front and behind the scenes. Now what is left are some closing remarks. I do think that it is an amazing feature that allows you to automate your work with customer portal. It should be definitely added to memoQ's actions in the upcoming updates, maybe, so it's more accessible for everyone. And although this process makes PM's lives easier, as it simplifies and speeds up the process of project creation, I have to highlight that having our customer portal set up for a semi or an automatic workflow doesn't mean that no PM work is involved in this whole process. Why? Because first we have to align expectations with our colleagues, what they want, how the translation can fit into their workflows, and how can we achieve that. We also provide training for our colleagues, both for our memoQ users and customer portal users as well. And to facilitate this whole learning experience, we have created workflow descriptions. Obviously, workflow descriptions are not something that you do every day, but you have to keep it updated, maybe if the interface changes. And also, we are the ones who they will turn to when they have any difficulties or problems, or yeah, basically we will be the ones that will help them. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say and show you. And thank you so much for your attention. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask me. Thank you.
Any questions?
Ben Ninja One. I haven't used the customer portal yet, so it was nice to see how it works, especially file import. Looks like it saves a lot of time. I'm wondering, after the files get delivered, are there in some workflows additional steps, or is this basically where the work of your team ends? And if there are additional steps, for example, I could imagine a lot like, I don't know, design needs instructions to do something with the file from a native speaker, or maybe the homepage needs a live on-page QA because you want to translocalize something there, or I don't know. Do you use another management platform to go on with workflows, or is that basically where it ends for you?
No, we do not use, because as a translation office at Graphisoft, our main our main goal is to provide translation services, and that's it, basically. So if they need to, change the design elements, it's not our responsibility then. They can turn to us if we know the answer how to do that, but it's basically our colleagues who deal with that. We provide the whole translation process for the company.
Is it possible to configure a predefined customer-specific regex filters when the client upload their documents?
So, yeah. Yeah, it's in your template you can set the filters, but I think, yeah,
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can have as many as many templates as you wish, and in the template you can specify anything you want.
That's
Any
what I
other
said,
questions?
basically.
We have one question that we received beforehand. Using this workflow, can the process be fully automated?
If I may say, from a PM's perspective, yes, because most of the processes that the PM would do is automated. But as I said, machine-only translation is ready within minutes, based on the volume of the file and the busyness of our server. But the only time the automation doesn't go through is when our colleagues try to order some files that the filters are not configured yet for customer portal. But regarding the translation process that involves a human translator, obviously it's not fully automated because the translators have to work. But the project creation, the user assignment, and then memoQ delivers the files back to customer portal is automatic. So I would say it's a yes and no answer for that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. If there are no more questions, thank you so much, Balázs. And if you
you.
want to check out the customer portal, just let us know. Thank you.
Thank you.